Hello and welcome to Force 13 HQ. The temperature here, 55 Fahrenheit. It's 2 o'clock UTC. My name's Nathan Foy. I'm joined by the Skype team this afternoon. Hello.
Hello there.
It's Lee, the familiar voice of Lee. Hello.
No, I've just been waiting for it. Hello there.
And he's not alone.
Oh, hello there, Craig. I got Craig
It's
as well.
the Scottish invasion this afternoon.
Yes.
Right, army come to town.
Sorry?
The Tartan army come to town.
Indeed.
The Tartan Army.
Leaving the
aye.
Australians behind, as we had earlier on today. We had the Australian invasion in the morning hours. But that's how we roll here. It says Storm Update on the title, but there isn't really that much to talk about because there's no storms left. We've just got a tropical depression, or what's left of Cyclone Toonie. I can hear feedback in the background of me talking to myself or something like that. And a 96P, which could well form, but probably won't.
That's very weak though.
And apart from that, there's nothing out there at all.
No, there isn't. But
Well,
the
apart
UK
from that,
weather's going
Steve-
to become more active in the coming months.
Right.
Sorry, Craig, what was that you were saying?
Well, just the latest advisories in on Toonie, well, what's left of Toonie, that it's down to 25 knots, so it continues to weaken. So if it loses any more knots, it will be a remnant low. It's not degenerated yet, but it's continuing to get that way.
I already think it is a remnant.
I think it
Sorry
is,
for
yeah.
that. But 96P is thunderstorms is continuing to look better. It's not as looking as good as it was last night, but it's improving, shall we say? It's improving.
We'll see.
But December
That's about
always
it.
not.
Really, 'cause no other invests.
Yep, well, that
Or
was your
it's-
storm update.
That's it, folks.
2 minutes.
That is a record.
Oh yeah, we can talk about other things if you like, if that makes you feel better. Such as it's Force 13's birthday today.
So it is. I didn't even go on your live event last night.
Indeed, we celebrated it when we got to midnight, but we will be celebrating it all day. Force 13 turns 4.
Turns 4, excellent.
How beautiful's that? Oh yes.
Yes.
The milestone.
I suppose it is. November 30th, 2011, when Force 13 formed. Oh, there's
St.
the storm
Andrews Day.
totals, by the way. 88 storms this year, 50 cyclones of Category 1 or higher, 36 Category 3 major hurricanes or higher, and 9 Category 5. What do you think of them totals, guys?
It's quite incredible. It's a lot of storms for
It's into the top 10.
at the top 10 at least. Yeah, that is extraordinary.
I'm
Well,
not sure it'll get much further.
I've given
No, I don't think so. You're right now.
title here, and I've given it the year of records. Which is
88.
all of 2015 has been about. It's been about new records being set and records being broken and.
Well, in terms of
yeah.
those numbers, only one of those is a record, and that's the major hurricanes.
That was
36, jumping 1992, which had 32. However, for hurricanes, we're still 10 off the pace. 60 is the record from 1997. Category 5s, the record's 13 in the same year, 1997. We're at 9. And tropical storms 88 level right now with 1986 and 1990. There's only 2 years that had 2 years since the millennium that had more storms than this year. That was 2000, which had 89, and 2005, which had 95.
I think we might get to 89 before this year's out.
Oh yeah, I think that's doubtless.
I think there is a
I
possible,
think we'll reach the 90s.
or even 90s, yeah, because there's still a
Aye.
chance.
We're counting the southern hemisphere as well, don't we?
Yeah, during December, yes.
I'm just gonna check the West Pacific wind shear, and it's not looking
Said
good.
that, looking at the water vapour, it's not looking good either. West Pacific looking very
Hostile.
suppressed.
Well, there is an area of thunderstorms that has developed in the West Pacific, but that may not be the case for much longer. near the just north, probably just north of the Marshall Islands. It's not looking good for it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where it's located. Along the 10-degree north line.
Martinez wishes us a happy birthday and also the happy last day of hurricane season, as it is.
Also, it
Yeah.
is, yes. But that doesn't always mean the weather does that, doesn't it?
Indeed.
Maybe,
And Jesper says, Craig, how do you feel on this last day of the season?
For God's sake.
Oh dear.
maybe the storm went into January 2006.
Well, I don't. To be honest, Jesper, I'm just going to answer that question. I don't feel bothered by it at all.
Interesting.
It's just another. Yet another miserable season. The Atlantic.
Oh, poor baby on the Atlantic.
But I think next year will be better, folks. Though,
I think.
as I've said numerous occasions.
Lee, is
I
that
think-
a threat or a promise?
Well, it's definitely a promise. I can guarantee you right now that next year's going to be much better. Because the El Nino's going to die down next year.
Supposedly.
So,
Are you not a fan of El Nino, Craig, Lee?
no, I'm fine with it. I'm just saying to you what's going to happen. Nothing.
Well, I'm a
It's just
fan
gonna
of El
die
Nino,
down.
but it
But
doesn't
it's
very good news for the Atlantic. It just means less.
it's not good. But it's not good for the.
Do you like El
hurricane
Nino
season.
when it sends loads of snow over the UK?
Yeah, it's good for
Well,
other things,
that's-
yes.
that-
But it
that
just
was-
depends on where it's situated, Nathan.
Right.
Remember I
Right.
said to you, it just depends on where the El Nino sits, if the UK gets a cold winter or not. And it's actually central based, so that means a colder winter is possible across the UK.
Well, all hope of storms is not yet gone. We could see an invest in the Arabian Sea? Whoa. Bay of Bengal and the South Indian. Yet again, another area of convection has popped up in the Bay of Bengal, a very large area of convection on the east coast of India, and just north of Sri Lanka has popped up, and one in the South Indian, just southeast of I think it's Malaysia or Indonesia. I think it's Indonesia.
Right.
So that's probably about it. That's probably the only chances that we've got of a
Of
invest.
a system,
No.
yeah.
Oh, look, there's the latest imagery of Tooney. It looks awful.
Oh, that's
It's
time
in a
now,
sorry
gone.
state. Let's put it that way. It's in a very sorry state. Then again, that's what it gets for hitting high wind shear as well.
Yeah.
Indeed. I don't know whether our technical assistant this afternoon, Jason, would like to show us a stream of any kind. It'd be nice if we could see one of those. I don't know which ones we could look at this afternoon, but just popping
so
that
some
question to him
nice
right now in a direct manner. 55 Fahrenheit, still the temperature here at
Yeah,
413 HQ.
it should be peaking now though, Nathan. So
Yeah, I think it already
it
did.
should be peaking
13
now.
Celsius, not very
13
warm,
degrees there in the middle of England right now.
but warmer than it has been.
Well, yours are very mild compared to us up here, that's for sure.
Well, Scotland barely getting above freezing today. In some
Yeah,
areas.
it's pretty cold indeed. Could get some snow showers tonight.
Well, let's take a look at some of the flood warnings that are in effect for England and Scotland at this moment in time. There's one flood warning in I think it's the northeast. Neighbour and Lock buildings and Lock cottages under a flood warning on the River Ouse. Been issued due to river levels rising following the rainfall over the weekend. The current level at York Viking is 3 metres, forecast to rise to 3.1 this afternoon. And the level at Neyburn is 7.4 metres, expected to rise. Elsewhere, Keswick campsite in Cumbria. Rainfall has caused the lake level to rise. Further showers are expected today with heavy rainfall forecast on Tuesday, so that doesn't sound good. And there are 3 flood warnings in Wales right now. The rivers Morda, Winion and the town of Dolgalau. Rain forecast there, so flooding possible. The Diffy Valley, and the road down there, the A487 at Diffie Bridge, expected to become impassable within the next 3 hours due to flooding. And the Conwy Valley, isolated properties, Guido Road and extensive areas of agricultural land, rain forecast there, and one of the local roads there expected to become impossible in the next 2 hours. Looking at Scotland, Scotland is freezing its arse off at the moment, and there's nothing else going on actually. No flooding concerns.
No, that would be fun. No.
So let's go to somewhere else that's freezing right now, and that's North America, or at least some parts of it. Let me talk you through rather briefly all the warnings in effect in the United States. Along the east coast of Florida, there's a rip current statement, I believe, from around Jupiter northwards towards Daytona Beach. There are small craft advisories along the southern Florida Keys and waters south of there. Along the coast of the United States, the east coast from central North Carolina northwards to Massachusetts.
New York.
We also have, where we're looking here, flood watches in effect for the eastern half of Tennessee and the westernmost part of Virginia. There are flood warnings in effect for several locations in northeastern Texas, in Arkansas, southeastern Oklahoma, southern Missouri, into Illinois as well. Dense fog advisories in effect for central Texas, southwestern Louisiana. I believe that's a dense fog advisory. Yep.
Yeah.
And also for the far western Florida Panhandle and southern Alabama.
There's actually a nice storm forecast as well.
We can barely ignore this one anymore. The winter storm that's developing over the central US right now.
Yes, yeah.
There's a winter weather advisory in effect for parts of Oklahoma, extending northwards there into Kansas, Nebraska, and the Dakotas, and also into Minnesota and Wisconsin, and also Iowa. But a winter storm warning in particular in effect for eastern Kansas, far eastern Nebraska, eastern South Dakota, southwestern Minnesota, and northwestern Iowa. Looking further west then, towards the west coast, freezing fog advisory, by the way, for parts of Montana. Is that Montana?
Yeah.
Or is it Wyoming? I don't know.
I said that area. Yeah.
No, it is Wyoming, isn't it?
Don't
Craig,
panic, Nick. Don't panic.
What's going on? There's also a dense fog advisory in effect for eastern Washington into Idaho and also around the Seattle area as well. There is a freezing rain advisory along the west coast of Oregon, and I think for parts of California as well. I think that's a freezing rain advisory.
As well.
It's not very warm along the coast there. High surf. It might be a high surf advisory actually. They're very similar colours. Nope, it is a freezing rain advisory. But western Oregon, it is -3 Celsius there, 26 Fahrenheit in some locations. Even in San Francisco, not very warm. 39 the current temperature and a freeze warning.
No, that's about the night.
In effect, just inland there. In Northern California. Further south, freeze warnings extending as far south as Bakersfield, where it is -2 Celsius right now. Even that far south.
Las Vegas said there too, different.
Frost advisory in effect for some areas just north of Los Angeles and also to the east of San Diego. I'll try and find out what's going on in Las Vegas for you, Lee. The current temperature in Las Vegas, 34 Fahrenheit, 1 Celsius above
It's
freezing.
quite chilly actually. Las Vegas.
Right now you're looking at the live feed from the International Space Station, or you were. We've just crossed over to the Wilmington Tower in North Carolina. Ooh, 1 Celsius. I'll try and find out what's going on in Las Vegas for you, Lee. The current temperature in Las Vegas, 34 Fahrenheit, 1 Celsius above freezing. Right now you're looking at the live feed from the International Space Station, or you were. We've just crossed over to the Wilmington Tower in North Carolina. Ooh,
I'm 15 seconds behind this, so
Well, we can't see the ground there. It must be very low cloud. Very interesting.
Nathan, where is that windstorm trying to develop? Or winter storm, yeah.
Over the
Cent-
central states of the US.
central areas.
Is that where
Yeah.
that hook, that hook-like storm is?
Probably.
Well, if that's
And
it.
there's going to be freezing rain, snow, bit of it really in that system.
We have everything you have every season.
Aye.
There's no great threat from this. It's not on radar or anything. Just checking the National Weather Service. They haven't got it up on radar at all.
It's quite big.
Yeah, they don't pick it up. They've got a massive rain system moving up
The
northwest.
only problem, crazy freezing rain, they need to watch for that. Because that can make the surfaces all slidey.
Mm-hmm.
Even cars slide along the road. It's like an ice rink when that rain drops onto the ground. I've actually seen
Best
some
image of
YouTube
getting close to-
videos of it.
And looking at the temperature forecast for the US, getting pretty
Yes.
cold.
Yes,
For the western half of the country.
definitely. Yeah.
Several parts of the Rockies falling below 0 Fahrenheit. And most of Maine well below freezing as well tonight.
So it sounds as if there's a cold plunge going into the west.
In some locations, however, Florida staying well into the 80s on
Yes,
Tuesday.
yeah.
Southern Georgia also pretty warm, near
I
80.
think the east side will stay warmer than average.
Yeah, that is very true.
So basically the west side of America's colder than average and the east side of America's warmer than
I
average.
don't know what the averages are, to be quite honest.
I'll
But
need
yeah,
to check that out. I'll check that out for you.
Cold is expected to expand. Temperatures will be falling below freezing on Thursday night, as far as central and maybe even southern Mississippi, and most of Texas will be below freezing as well.
Well, they do say the western half will get the most of the cold until after Christmas.
Right.
They expect the colder weather to hit the east around January, February.
But there we
So
are.
I just thought I'd say that.
Oh, and there's some more imagery that Jason's showing us of what's going on right now over the United States. And that system there is progressing towards the east. But there's also that real system to the northwest. I think that's the winter storm, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Which is circulating around. But it appears that the centre of it is actually further towards the west there.
Yeah. I see what you mean there, definitely.
The LLCC displaced.
And some dry air lingering to the south over northern Texas and beyond. That's probably why it's chilly there. And it appears we're going back to Wilmington Tower. A very interesting morning there, it seems, but it does look like those clouds are actually starting to clear. Very low clouds. The ground really is just below that. Might just be starting
North
to,
Carolina.
yeah, holes might just be starting to appear in the clouds there.
It's 20 past 9 in the morning. Carolina at the moment.
Here at HQ, 2:19 p.m. Temperature remains at 55 Fahrenheit, but it is starting to
Yeah,
go
your
down.
temperature's peaked now, so it should start to go down.
I expect it'll be down to 54 very soon. Oh no.
Yes, we'll
I
say
want
about
it to be
10 minutes or
warm.
so.
I want it to be warmly.
You want it to be warm?
Yes.
I don't think you'll get it up much more than what you're getting, but December you'll have temperatures just like this, but I don't expect it more than this.
Well, that's apparently Long Beach, California, but it's the middle of the night, I think, so we can't see anything there, Jason.
California, it's too dark now.
Well,
It will be sunrise there shortly, but
6 a.m. now, isn't it?
yes,
So we should be able
between
to see something there soon.
6, and the sun will rise in about the next hour or so.
But it appears that we can't see anything there yet.
In fact, our sun will be down about an hour and a half.
Sorry? Oh, yes.
I'm just saying it'll start to go down here in the next hour and a half.
Oh, yes. If you'd like to join the discussion on Force 13 Live, you can do so at any time, even when we're not broadcasting.
I've been up since 7 this morning.
And now it appears we've gone to the Frying Pan Ocean Cam in North Carolina as well. Looks like a bit of a murky day going on there. Lots of cloud cover.
I like how Jason can change it like that.
It is a very good system.
Yeah, he's very clever. Oh, there we go, it's quite miserable actually.
It is. Craig, any comments?
You still there,
Not so
Craig?
far. Not so far.
Anything that's going on outside your window right now?
Bloody construction needs to go away.
Construction?
Yeah, it's
You
doing
seem to
up
be
the road.
working at this time of the year, shouldn't they?
Nope. And that's why I'm just wanting it to snow so I can just go outside and point and laugh at them.
Well, we are due some snow tonight, Craig.
I wonder what's actually going on outside anyway.
Well, we've gone back underwater then, looking at the Cape Fear shark cam. This is one of my favourite cameras, where you can see all them
I
fish.
do like this camera, yeah.
I just find it very amusing how they get swept away and back again. It's like, woo, we're going this way now.
Just to let you know, Nathan, there's actually more snow coming over the hills.
Yeah, they are literally going with the flow, those fish.
Yeah, but a lot of snow in the hills today, Craig.
Or at least some of them are.
It's a good camera, Nathan. I don't know how they managed to get a camera under the sea.
But have we seen a shark yet? What was it that we saw yesterday?
It looked like a grouper that had swam by. I know that scared the living daylights out of the fish because
It did.
man, those fish went quick scarper. I half a good scarper, alright.
Just going to take a quick look at the computer models. If I see anything of note, I'll share it. But I doubt that we will see anything of note, really. The CMC predicts nothing.
Jesus Christ, quick, get my doctor, they're ill.
However,
Aye, very true,
the
Craig.
CMC do predict a very significant winter storm or
Probably, yeah.
extratropical cyclone near Newfoundland and Nova Scotia at the end of the run.
Yeah,
The UK over that time will mostly be dominated by high pressure, except in the north. Well, actually, high pressure will start to come in around day 4.
Alright.
right, well,
Though the gradient between pressure, it's high in the south and moderate in the north. So very tightly packed isobars might mean it's pretty
well, we are
windy.
due a very unsettled December, so...
Though I gotta say, the CMC predicts an absolute monster of an extratropical low as well. Just trying to find out what pressure that is. You have to bear with me for a
Is it
while.
possible that you could screen share it?
so I tried to screen share it so we can see it, Nathan. So we can see what you're showing.
943, that is.
9 what?
943, that shows.
Oh, that is low, isn't it?
Low.
That is low.
And I can send it to the live room if Jason wants to showcase it. I mean, it's just an extratropical cyclone, but a very low pressure there. The centre 943, I counted.
There's a few big systems
Whoa.
likely in December in the UK, so these model runs could be picking up on
By the end of the
something.
run, that is a beast.
But that's the CMC. The GFS.
Well, Nathan, hang on a minute. They expect a low pressure system to form in the mid-Atlantic, just north of Bermuda. That's tropical.
Doubt it.
Yeah.
I don't think so, Craig.
But it probably won't develop into anything.
GFS
No,
predicts
they'll
2
come to anything.
extratropical cyclones off the east coast of the US in the next 4 days. And a really massive low pressure system moving up towards the northeast near the UK as well. Another deep one actually. The GFS has, oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, this is what I was saying the other day. We are looking at stormy weather through December.
That
It's
pressure,
quite
I
an
don't
active
even know
month.
what that is.
Right, Nathan, try to send that one as well.
Yeah,
I
as
know
soon
it's
as I find out what the
extratropical.
pressure is on it.
And I can confirm that that is 943 millibars.
But this one's even lower.
That's got
Is it? What is it?
I'm still finding out.
There's got to be at least nine
Oh,
more.
okay, so this one, Jason, if you want to share it, is showing a 925 millibar low near Jan Mayen
It is a low pressure.
to the north. There it is. 925, right up towards the top right-hand corner.
Jesus.
I can't see it yet, but I will once it comes.
Jesus, Lee, you do not want to look. Well, you want to see it.
Yeah, I do want to see it. I meant it to
Absolutely
change on
mega
there.
low, that. If that was to
Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way, Lee.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
It near enough dominates the entire northern part, and it's near enough basically actually stretching towards Greenland. That's how large the damn thing is.
That is huge, aye.
And it's even stretching further. Its influence, low pressure field influence, stretches
Oh, aye,
all
that-
the way down near enough to like Nova Scotia and that. So
Oh,
far
aye,
near enough
it's definitely
reaches.
interacting with Britain as well. I'm not.
That's affecting northern Scotland.
Do you think that's
Yeah.
likely to happen, Lee? Of
Well,
that pressure?
I do see possible pressure getting as low as that, but
925.
time will tell. But we are expecting some rather stormy conditions in December.
So with 925 millibars, that means that thing could have wind speeds of at least 100 miles per
At
hour.
least 100, yes.
I'm just going to take a
But
quick
I am
look
going
at,
to keep an eye on things, Nathan.
gonna take a quick look at what they say about the Pacific now, the West Pacific and Indian
I
Ocean.
was just having a look at that as well.
GFS predicts the CMC. No, it is the GFS.
GFS predicts a TD to form just southeast of Guam.
A weak tropical storm that progresses towards the northwest and stalls
Yeah.
and then gets ripped to shreds by the looks of it.
And then there was like a subtropical low, or maybe debatable. That one debatable. The one that comes off of Japan.
I think
It's
that'll be
debatable.
extra tropical.
It does deepen into an extratropical low, then possibly another something subtropical here.
And the
Lower
CMC
elevations.
predicts a system in the South Indian Ocean and possibly 2 systems in the Arabian Sea at the same time coexisting, and 2 low pressure systems in the West Pacific that both could develop on day 8. So look out for potential BOPA.
For God's sake.
Well, I'm just saying.
Who names a storm? Well, again, at least it's not Oho. GFS Sens has nothing. They have a dead east pack. East pack? West pack? Absolutely nothing. It's all dead.
And that pretty much concludes the tropics.
Pretty much. Everything's boring. But then again, as soon as tune is dissipated, that's it. So everything's just gonna go quiet, and then everything's gonna be. The storms are gonna be a ghost town. GFS, I can confirm to you, 2 storms in the Arabian, 2 TDs in the Westpac. Ooh. So something's trying to form in the Westpac. Tropical storm, at least, in the Arabian Sea. A deep depression north of it, directly north. multiple extratropical loads over Antarctic in that area, Alaska.
I guess at this point we'll leave it on open mic. And I'm going to go away now, but I don't know whether Craig and Lee want to continue the conversation whilst we look at the National Aquarium in Baltimore.
I'm just going to keep on going through the last model, which is NavGem, which is the Navy. See what they have. They probably won't predict anything. Well, knowing them, they probably predicted like a Cat 7. Whoa!
What is it?
Whoa!